Hey guys, Alicia here. I'm really excited to be able to share a really awesome experience that one of our clients had when she went through the program. Her name is Melissa. She's a massage therapist and a PT, and she's just going to share her journey of what it was like going from having an established business and then being able to get some clarity around who they want to work for and how they could really leverage and grow the business even more. I love Melissa's attitude. She's got an absolutely phenomenal outlook. She's so willing to step up, so willing to commit. She's an amazing mum, and I'm really excited to be able to share her story with you guys so that you can understand how you can get some great focus or what having great focus in your business can really bring for you. It's great to be able to chat to you today. Thanks heaps for coming on and just having a conversation with us. So, Melissa, do you want to tell us a little bit about your business? I know that you're a PT and a massage therapist, which is really cool. So tell us a little bit about the history of your business.
Yeah, so our business started nearly 2 years ago. After having my son, I went back to massage with an osteo. My husband, a couple of months later, decided, hey, why not start an outdoor fitness business? So he started that. Our business was separate, and then just over a year ago we decided to bring it all together, and I opened my own massage clinic and took on a bit more of the fitness side of things. So now a year later he is in the business full time, and we're just still trying to find our feet with how that all works, with us both being in a full time, self-employed situation. So.
Yeah, fantastic. So I know that was a big step for you guys when we first started working together. That was your big focus, was to be able to bring him into the business. He'd finished up full-time work. Yep. How have you found that change and that transition?
So I've really been able to focus on the massage side of things, is what the whole purpose was. Like, I know that for us that will bring in the income that will help give him the time to really build their fitness side of things as well. Get him to find his feet in a new routine, because, he's used to working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday kind of setup. Like, as much as the extra stuff that we've had on, that's, been his routine for a long time. And, with the fitness classes just being an extra at the end. So now it's just trying to find that new routine for him. And then for me, it's been great that I've been able to focus on building the massage.
Yeah, fantastic. That's awesome. So you've come through our program, Fully Booked Without Burnout, which has been awesome. It's been great having you part of the team. Do you want to just maybe share some of the reflections, some of the things that you've learned along the way that have made a difference to because you guys already had momentum, you already had a business going, and really what we were working on was, that kind of, we talk about 80-20, and you were working on the 20%, really perfecting some of your systems and getting greater clarity. What were some of the things that really stood out to you?
I think the program really filled some holes, like some gaps in some of the things that I was already doing. Just probably nailing a few things that I wasn't doing maybe as well as I could have. I think rebookings was a huge game changer, and that was kind of part of the free part of the beginning. So that's been a big change for me. But as well as just, finding programs like having James on board too, giving us, like Google info. Like, it's been great. So, it's fixed a few things on my website that I really hated and I just didn't know how to fix. And then from the massage side of things too, just having all the business backing, because, you don't really get taught that in your classes. You get thrown a business plan and like, make this up before you even know how to be a massage therapist. So it's been really great.
Fantastic. That's awesome. And so what was it about rebookings? What were you doing before that, like, what was the whatever that is? Maybe just talk us through that, because I know a lot of people really struggle with this concept because it's like, I don't want to come across as too pushy, and also, it's like, but why should I be asking clients for more rebookings when I'm here to help them? And that kind of, people have that sort of struggle. So maybe just talk us a bit through that.
So I think you kind of, you do have that worry that you don't want to be pushing it onto them, but at the same time, like, what I changed was talking to them throughout the massage and explaining why it was important to have regular massage. The benefits, what it is, like how we could help them, why why it's better, not to come when you're just completely broken, and how much quicker they could do it. I sort of backed that up with blogs that I was writing and shared them as well. And so at the end, I just realized, I'm kind of the expert, so I can make my recommendation, and then it's in their court whether they, take me up on my recommendation or not. So all I had to do was put it out there and say, would you like another booking? And yes or no. And then, a lot of them would sit down and go, okay, well, when should I book again? So then, they were waiting for my recommendation. So, I just had to remember that I had the knowledge. I was kind of the expert, so I had to, at least make a recommendation, and then they would choose what suited them and their lifestyle.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Now, you mentioned before about the website. What have you noticed in relation to it? Do you guys have online bookings available?
Yes.
Awesome. So since you've made the tweaks on your website, and I know that, like we were talking before, you do blog really regularly, and they're fantastic. They're really, what I noticed about them, because they come through my news feed, is that they're really targeting your target market, which is obviously people who want to stay fit and healthy, active, and that's, you guys really target families, which I think is beautiful, especially with the stage of life that you guys are at.
Yep.
So how do you find, how has the website tweaking, because you already had an existing site, have you noticed a difference in online bookings and how many online bookings you're actually getting?
I don't know if it's the online bookings that have, that's been a good support tool in the background. But my phone rings a lot more. So
this is good.
But my voicemail message says that, if I don't answer the phone, you can go to my website and book online. So it's been having that great support tool in the background, and always linking to it. Like every time I put up a post, a blog post, everything, it's always linked to that. You can book online. And a lot of people, when I'm out in public and I speak to them and I say I can book online, they're like, yes, this is great, because they just, they want to be able to book at home at 10 o'clock at night in their pajamas when they remember after a long day, as opposed to trying to remember, during business hours. So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Fantastic. That's really good. And it's always good to know that. What do you think is in relation to bookings? Have you noticed a difference from where you were at the start of the year to where you are now?
Yeah, well, so my husband always was excited at the fact that he would go through my calendar and say, oh, I've got 10 bookings. And he was like, yes, this is great. So last week I had 23. And
woohoo!
So he was a bit shocked that I've been able to do that. So I think consistently now I sit around the 15 mark. So last week obviously was a great week. And it was the end of school holidays too, which surprised me, because I didn't think that, I thought I'd be quiet over school holidays. But so I think that's sort of just the consistency I've been building up regularly, getting regular clients in, trying to keep them, getting back regular clients. So I feel like I do a million things to make sure that I keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't have one thing. It's not just Facebook or just a newsletter or, just networking, all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because, we talk about that marketing funnel. It's you've got to have lots of different things in the funnel. And you're right. So many people will do I'm going to put out flyers, and then they'll sit around waiting for the phone to ring, and it's it doesn't work. It's it's got to be this and this and this. And what I love about the way you and your husband go about stuff is that it's always a really planned strategy. It's not just I've got no bookings. Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that. It's cool. I'm going to blog. You're listening to your clients about what questions they're asking, and then you write a blog post about it, which you then promote. That's fantastic. And obviously that's helping to the success that you guys are seeing, which is awesome.
It's probably not as much strategy as you think.
See, perception is everything.
Exactly.
Well done.
So I think what I've got a good structure in the background so that it doesn't look like haphazard. I know that if I put that blog post, then I can, spread it in different ways, and so it does look a bit more strategic than probably the business people in the world would like to see. But
you're not targeting business people, so it doesn't matter. That's cool. So how have you guys gone as part of, like, now that your husband is now in the business?
Yeah.
How is that working for you guys? How do you kind of balance that juggle of you're together all the time and you go home and you're still together and it's like, how do you maybe just walk us
Well,
through
we're
that?
still separate because I massage. I'm with clients all day, so in my clinic by myself pretty much. So he's not always there. I think the juggle is actually finding time to be together to talk about the business, and not go home and at night while we're having dinner have to talk about the business then. That's probably the struggle that we're having. It's not as, I don't know, as difficult as you might think because we're not actually tied together all day working together. We are separate quite a lot of the time. So,
nice.
we're working on it.
And have you guys got employees now? Have you got people working for you or?
No, we did have a trainer, but it didn't work out. But another thing learning from the program is, having our expectations set of what we do, how our standard of training, of massage, so that when we do bring another person in, they would, come up and meet that standard as opposed to them doing their own thing. Like we have that set. So.
Yep, absolutely. So you're really clear on your outcomes, your goals, your values, where the business is heading, and then finding, when you guys are ready to expand your team, finding somebody that's a match to that, as opposed to, because often we'll hire on qualifications and we fire on personality.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talk about in the program, and this is totally from my experience as well, is that it's so easy it's actually better to be able to go, right, this is what I want.
Yeah.
This is how I need to communicate it, and this is how you're going to execute it, and now let's make that happen.
Yep.
And the process becomes less about, well, you didn't do that, or this needs to happen, and more about, hey, how's that actually helping us achieve this? Remember, this is the expectation, and it kind of the expectation talk as opposed to the talk kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice. And is that something you're looking at doing? Are you looking at bringing on board team members in the future?
Yeah, we hope so. We've got lots of big plans in the background. Something really exciting is about to happen. Hopefully I'll get a phone call today. But
okay. Awesome.
That will lead to us being able to have the opportunity to hire more people. So in our current
nice.
we're pretty limited, but we're doing what we can with what we've got. But there's always bigger plans coming.
Always. That's what I love about you. I love your passion, and I love your very big picture thinker, right? What else and what's next and what's next? And I know that you've won a business award.
Yep.
Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So that was from a local networking group. So it's a ladies networking group. So I didn't really know much about networking just over a year ago. I did it when I was with the osteo thinking, I'll just go and get more clients. Like, that's what you do, right? So I actually decided to leave the osteo the night before I went to my first meeting. So they tell you to stand up and tell us about your business, like 30 seconds. And I was like, oh my gosh, my plan is to work in my bedroom for the next, my spare bedroom for the next few weeks. What am I going to say? So I just spoke about the fitness side of things. So just, fumbled my way through the first time. Really met some great people through it. They've helped, build and grow my business, having that support team there. Found just, so many great women. And then they voted me the Startup Business of the Year, just seeing the progress that I'd made in such a short time. Going from working in my spare bedroom to, my own massage clinic. So
that's amazing. That is an absolutely amazing journey, and very, very well deserved accolade and well deserved award, which I know it can be sometimes daunting getting up in front of people, exactly like you said, but well done for stepping up and for the people that you're able to help because of those steps. So well done to you.
So this year I've been able to have my business highlight where I got to share my story from the year before, and I also was asked to be a guest presenter as well. So I got to talk about massage and how it can help people, really pushing that self-care message. So that was, a great opportunity that I had for them as well.
Which is phenomenal. That's amazing. And that's another bit into the funnel and building that credibility in the marketplace of who you are. Because even if often the women that you're talking to will come and see you, but then it's like, oh, you've got to sell back, you've got to go see Melissa. Anyone who says anything to them, oh, wow, no, you need this because they're actually buying into your story.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about, I treat trigger points and my fascia release and stretching and we do PT. It's like, why do you do all that? Because of what it allows you to do, what it enables you to be able to do in your life. And I think that you communicate that really, really well through your online presence and through social media and blogging and things like that, which is just phenomenal. So well done. Does your husband help you with any of that sort of stuff, or that's your part of the business?
He's working on it. So we've actually split a lot of our social media stuff. So I have the main Facebook page I've always managed, but he's now got another one. It used to be a MetaFit page, and we've just transitioned it to be the Evolution Fitness side of things. So that was supposed to be him and his voice and his message. So we're still working on that. Then we both have an Instagram account to back that up. Both have LinkedIn. Both have our own websites. So just giving it two angles as well. So I can target my my mums that I want to work with, and eventually he's going to be working to target the dads. So he wants. We've joked about like a Fit Dad Fight Club.
Awesome.
It's just getting him used to it, I suppose, because he's been off doing his full-time job for a while, so getting him into the hang of writing blog posts, and he likes to have everything orderly, so he'll clean the house before he writes a blog post. He likes to make sure that everything else is sorted around him, and then he can focus, whereas I can work in chaos. So
just ignore it all and go.
It's just a different different approach, but so he's learning every day, and that goes back to us having time together for me to show him everything I've learned. A lot of it I just jumped in and figured it out, but he kind of wants a bit more of a hand with how to do it all.
And I think that's very common. It's certainly something common I hear from people when they're going from working full time, where someone says, you will be here at this time, you'll finish at this time, this is when you'll take your lunch break, this is how much you'll be paid, and these are your job tasks you have to do. And then you step out of that and come and work for yourself, whether you're a massage therapist, a PT, beauty therapist, like, regardless of what it is, and all of a sudden you've got to create all this from nothing. Like, you've got 40 hours a week to sit around twiddling your thumbs and gaze your navel if you want, and some people like yourself are just like, cool, you know what, I'm just going to do stuff. I'm just going to get up, make stuff happen, whatever. And other people are more like, holy crap, no, I've got to have, if the dishes are done, then I can do this. They kind of have this complex equivalent. Like, heaven forbid that you don't do the dishes before you become creative. Like, the world might end. And so I think that's actually it's actually really good to highlight that. So, like, some people are going to be like this, some people are going to be like this, and really it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It's about having that kind of creating that structure so that you've got a framework to leverage off. So even if you're saying like your marketing you don't feel is planned out to the letter, you've still got, how to blog, how to tweak your website, how to do social media. You've got a very specific focus for each of those pages. And you're obviously able to target the different people. Like, you've got the strategy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Which I think is really important, and really, really important for people listening. If this is, if you've already got some momentum going or you're just starting out, it's important to know that it doesn't matter how you go about it, but it's making that happen that's really important. So, I think that's really cool.
I think there's so many free tools out there as well that you can utilize to get you started. And then you start picking the things that are the best to invest in. So that's sort of how
What are some free tools that you utilize first of all?
Oh, I was in love with Canva before the program, but that's probably something I live on. What else is there? I think that's just the biggest thing, because that just creates so much. Like, I created ads for a school newsletter yesterday just in Canva, so I didn't have to pay someone to design it for me, but I have paid a designer to design my logos, my business cards, and some like important flyers, because I think that they they're good investments to have. Like, your logo is transferable anywhere, so why not spend the money, do it right, have that good foundation with that, and then you can use it anywhere.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. So Canva, for those who don't know, is an online image software that you can go to canva.com. I think it's just canva.com, and you can utilize it to manipulate photos and create ads for Facebook. You can create flyers, exactly like what Melissa said. So it's like you've got, it's mainly free. You might have to pay $1 here and there if you really want a particular image or a particular font or whatever, which is why I love it. And obviously you're saying that some of the paid things that you've done is investing in a logo. What are some of the other paid tools that you've found have been really valuable?
Obviously your website you have to pay a little bit for, and that's I suppose invaluable really with how much of a tool it becomes with being able to blog on it. I had a members area set up for my fitness clients. What else do I pay for? I suppose the booking system.
What do you guys use?
Timely. So that has the widget that we just sort of copy the code into our website, and then sorry, I've just got a phone call coming through. So the
widget.
So the widget just comes across easily, has the buttons that I know how to link it all together. That's probably the best thing that's been for us. Like we did look at Mind Body. That was quite expensive for the and it didn't give you a lot extra to what Timely was. So I know that you've done a blog and a lot of it, you've looked at different things, but for us Timely worked really well.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. And there's no right or wrong software. One of the things that I do talk about in the blog is write a list of what you want and find software that fits that.
Yeah.
Like some people love Mind Body, some people love Clinico, some people love Power Diary, some people love Time. There is no right or wrong software.
Yeah.
Just if it ticks all your boxes, rock on, woohoo, go do that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, we started with Health Kit, which is a free one.
Oh yeah.
I think just paying that little bit extra gave us so much more functionality, and it's prettier, and it just works so much easier for us. So.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So is there anything else that you'd like to share? So if somebody was watching this and they're like, they're kind of, maybe they're thinking about the program and they're not sure, they're sitting on the fence, what would you say to them to say, now that you're sitting where you are with all this cool stuff going on, what would you say to them?
I think you definitely should give it a go. Like, it will really clarify things for you. There's things that you really need to know when you're coming into business. It's not about, how to massage. It's about, how to attract clients, what client you actually want to work with, like what you want. Like people don't know a lot of the time how to define what they want to achieve. And that's another sort of barrier. If you don't know what you want, then you can't achieve it. So, I think just that clarity is something that the program gives.
Fantastic. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great chatting with you. Thank you for coming and spending time and just sharing your story with us.
No worries. Anytime.
Beautiful. Have an amazing day.
You too.